What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back with some more draft lottery rebuilds as we're at pick number 5, which unfortunately was the Pistons that fell from the best odds, or I guess top 3 odds I should say, all the way to 5. I'm sure Pistons fans don't feel great about winning 17 games and dropping to 5, but today we are going to be doing a Cameron Whitmore Detroit Pistons rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're continuing with these draft lottery rebuilds, and of course, once the Celtics and the Lakers are eliminated, we will be getting to those offseason rebuilds as well. And I have a sub goal of trying to 50K before this year is over. Regardless, talking about the Detroit Pistons, like I said, man, to go out there and only win 17 games and fall to pick 5 has to feel like a big slap in the face, but that is what these draft lottery odds were created to do. They basically wanted to, try to avoid teams from tanking, and this is what happens sometimes. You get unlucky. So, staff signing, as we know, Dwayne Casey has moved into the front office, so I'm going to be obviously getting rid of him. And then the favorite, apparently, I was kind of researching it before I started, is Kevin Ollie, who is a head coach in the G League Ignite, I believe. So, unfortunately, I don't think he'll be on here, so I can't really hire him. So, of course, I could hire like a real head coach, but since Kevin Ollie sounds like he's the favorite at the moment, which I'm not saying they're going to hire him, we'll just get a random head coach and we'll pretend it's Kevin Ollie or something. So, Bowman's got some good ratings. So I'll go ahead with Jim Bowman here, if I could speak, and we'll hire him, and then we'll get Oakley, and we'll grab a big man coach as well. But at pick number 5, obviously there's been some talks about Pistons. Most mock drafts I've seen Detroit either taking Cameron Whitmore or Jarris Walker. So obviously you could argue that Detroit might take Jarris Walker here today, since I had a few people comment in the last video telling me that Cameron Whitmore should be the pick. That's what we're going with. So Vic goes 1. You got Scoot going number 2. Portland number 3, or Brandon Miller. Case and Wallace goes to Houston. So they decide not to draft Amin Thompson. Obviously, I could take Amin Thompson here, but I just did that video, so I'm not doing that. I'm going to go ahead and select Cameron Whitmore here for my Detroit Pistons in this video. And at pick number 31, we got Derek Lively, Leonard Miller. We got Kulig, Wong. I feel like I get Derek Lively so much, and then Leonard Miller as well. We do have like Daryl Holmes on the board as well. So there's a lot of good options here, but I'll probably just go with like Daryl Holmes here just to change it up a little bit. So we'll go with that. So Whitmore and Daryl Holmes, welcome to the team. We'll sign both of them. And Whitmore will be our starting small forward immediately. Of course, I'm going to accept Cade Cunningham's team option, no debate. Wiseman, I will as well. Isaiah Stewart, I will. Burks, it's kind of tempting to take it, but with $10 million, I am going to go ahead and decline it. Killian Hayes, I'm accepting. RJ Hampton and Livers, I'll accept as well. Qualifying offers, Jared Rhoden's free agent. Obviously, I'm not too concerned about him. And I don't think we have any important free agents to worry about, if I'm not mistaken, as we have Burks and Rodney McGruder. So obviously, we're not sweating over any of those guys. But looking at the roster, since we haven't done so yet, Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes, I'm cool with that point guard rotation at the moment. Ivy and RJ Hampton, it's fine, but I'm not sure I want to rely on RJ Hampton as my backup. Bojan and Cameron Whitmore, I am tempted to trade Bojan, but part of me wants to keep him for this first season so I can have him play a mentorship program on Cameron Whitmore to start the rebuild. I kind of want to do that to start things off, so I might move Bojan to the starting 4, and then maybe in next offseason we could trade him. And then you got Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, and then Duran and Wiseman, which I don't know I'm going to do with James Wiseman because he's going to want a bag in the next offseason, so it's going to be very, very tough to pay him. And then eventually, of course, you're going to have to pay Jalen Duran as well. So I definitely am kind of confused on what Detroit's going to do in that situation, but we do have money to sign like one good player. If I'm going to sign anybody, it's going to be a guard, I think, because we got plenty of forwards at the moment. And also Bagley, since I am going to be moving Bojan to, I think, to the 4, because I do want Cameron Whitmore to start right away. I'm going to move Bojan to the 4. He's going to mentor Cameron Whitmore for the first year. Bagley and Stewart becomes interesting. I might move Bagley to like a backup center role, and then maybe we're going to move on from Wiseman at the deadline, since we're going to have to pay him in the offseason, which I know James Wiseman has been good in Detroit, but I don't want to have to pay Wiseman and then, of course, Jalen Duran eventually as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do in that situation, but I do want to sign a good guard here. Don't want to lock myself up into a guard too much, but if we can get like a veteran guard that can score a lot off the bench, even like a Gary Trent. I said veteran, but Gary Trent definitely would be pretty tempting as well as another scorer on this team. So, and even like an Oubre wouldn't be bad either. Levert is interesting. Albert DiVincenzo. I am going to go ahead and use this money that we have right now. Like I said, I'm not going to lock myself into anybody. Conley, John Wall. I like my point guard, so I'm going to go for a shooting guard. Clarkson's also kind of interesting, but I think I'm gonna go with Kelly Oubre for 1 year plus 1. I don't want to lock myself into him, but I know this team has aspirations of making the playoffs. So getting Kelly Oubre, I think, is going to help us with that. He can be a really nice scorer off the bench for us. It's not anything crazy, and we're not really doing anything crazy in this first offseason either. So right now, Bagley is going to be our backup 5 eventually once I move on from Wiseman potentially. I don't know what I'm going to do with him fully yet. Stewart and Bojan's going to be our power forward rotation. Carry one more livers, and you're going to have Oubre and Jaden Ivey, and then you're going to have Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham. So not a whole lot going on this first offseason. Like I said, I want to use this mentorship program, and then next offseason, we can try to make a big move with Bojan, or maybe even at the deadline while we still have Wiseman's contract, if there is a move to be made. But I'm not going to try to force myself into anything, because I do feel like Detroit has done a great job at drafting. Now we have a starting small forward, point guard, and shooting guard all from the draft back to back, which is really awesome. So I think we're in a really good position here, so we don't have to rush in anything too much. And there's a chance this team makes the playoffs in this year first year of this rebuild, because Detroit does really good in the simulation. So if we look at our starting 5 at the moment, this is what we're rolling with. So it's going to be Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Cameron Whitmore, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duren, Wiseman, Oubre, Marvin Bagley, and Bojan. I unfortunately do want to start Bojan right away. We are running a post-centric system, so I kind of wonder if that has anything to do with it. So I'm going to move this to a balanced system. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fire my head coach right away. So we're gonna move this to a balance, and then I'm going to go ahead and use that mentorship program here in a second. That should push Stewart out of the starting 5, put Bojan back in there. Let's see if it does just that. And no, it does not. So I'm gonna make sure Stewart's not starting. I do want to start Bojan over him, and I'm gonna establish that mentorship thing. So like I mentioned, last thing I want to do here is I want to throw Cameron Whitmore in a mentorship program. This is the reason why we're even keeping Bojan in the first place at the moment. So does Kelly Oubre have more badges? 4 or 5, and then Oubre, I don't know if he had badges. Let me see. Kelly Oubre, yeah, he does have more badges. I guess posterizer, volume shooter. We can go, I guess we can use Kelly Oubre as a mentor. That way we can maybe have the option of trading Bojan at the deadline. So we'll go with Kelly Oubre. We'll go posterizer, we'll go volume shooter, and then we'll also go acrobat, and we'll use that as a mentorship program. So that's the only thing we're doing. Rotation is going to look like this. So it's Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Cameron Whitmore, Bojan. Wiseman is starting. I'm going to start Jalen Duren, though. I do want Duren to start. Wiseman, Oubre, Bagley, Stewart, and then RJ and Hayes are not getting minutes right now. So I will see you guys at the end of the season or at the trade deadline if there is a big move to be made, or just a move in general to be made. So at the end of year 1, Trae Young wins MVP. Vic, who's your rookie of the year. Simmons, 6th man in Brooklyn. Defensive player goes to Giannis. Garland, most improved. And Quinn Snyder, 66 and 16. Coach of the year for Atlanta, Harrison is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team. I'm going to imagine we don't have any Pistons representatives here, but maybe eventually. Here's your all-offensive first team, all-defensive second team, and then all-rookie first team. We do not get a Kevin Whitmore representative, but we do get him. Or wait, was he there? Or no, he's on all-rookie second team. So still solid, we got him there. And unfortunately for us, or not unfortunately, I should say, we actually got the 3rd seed in the East. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. We decided not to make a move at the trade deadline because the team was playing super well. I mean, we got the 3rd seed in the East in year 1 of this rebuild. So obviously, a lot of things were clicking. I didn't feel the need to make any crazy changes. I could have obviously moved Bojan. I could have moved a lot of different pieces here, but I decided to stay pat, and we'll see if we can make an interesting playoff run here as we get Miami, who of course is going on a great playoff run in real life. So we got Patrick Beverly, which is honestly an interesting fit in Miami. I actually like that fit a lot. Hero, Jimmy Butler, Thaddeus Young, Bam Adebayo, Caleb Martin, who's probably been the best role player in the playoffs, Omer, and then Jovic. I mean, I feel like we have the opportunity to beat this team, but you never know. Someone current around against Miami, and we are going to beat them in 7. So that was close, but in year 1 of our rebuild with the Pistons, we got some valuable playoff experience and win a series. So that's obviously everything you could want in a year 1 of a young team like this. So we do get Cleveland, though. Obviously, as we know, Cleveland's very tough, and they added Josh Hart, Frank Kaminsky, Nerl as well. So I have a feeling we get bounced out here, but maybe I spoke too soon as we do win game 1. 3rd one from Jaden Ivey. Game 2 goes to Cleveland. Game 3 is going to go to us. So we're putting up a big fight right now against Cleveland, which is a great sign of possibly winning a championship later, as we're going to game 7 in round 2. So the fact that we're even in this moment right now is a great sign of things to come. So I am going to go ahead and listen to what they want in these rotations, and we'll see if we can come out here and win a game 7 to go to the Eastern Conference Finals in year 1, which is insane to think about. But there's a chance. We're back and forth here with Cleveland. We have the lead right now. If we hang on to it, we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. In year 1 with this Pistons team, we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, which is insane to think about. So glad I did not make any changes because, wow, what a heroic run we are on. But Now we get Atlanta or Philly, and Atlanta beats Philly, and we got Golden State and Oklahoma City on the other side. So this might be where our run comes to an end, because as we know, Atlanta is one of those teams in the playoffs that just are really, really annoying to play in 2K. So here we go. Game 1, up 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, we do win. Game 4, we lose. And Game 5, Game 6, do we force a Game 7? We're going to another Game 7. Well, this could be our opportunity to book our ticket to the NBA Finals very early in this video, which would be insane. We're 1 game away. We do have to do it in Atlanta, but we were able to do it in Cleveland. We have the lead right now. Atlanta takes it back. We take it back. Bro, if we go to the Finals year 1, oh, man, we're so close. So close to getting to the Finals year number 1, which obviously tells me this team is ready quicker than I thought they'd be. So Atlanta goes on to win, but the fact we were 1 game away from the Finals in year 1 is insane. So our draft pick did convey to the New York Knicks because it was only top 18 protected, and of course it fell to pick 28 with that run we just made. So obviously we're not getting our draft pick, and we had a couple second rounders, which literally led to nothing, so I didn't sign the guys. But Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, they want me to decline Jalen Duren, which I think is insane. I'm going to accept all these, and I might even accept Kelly Oubre. I mean, we went on an insane run, and I thought I wouldn't be keeping him, but 11 points on good efficiency, 38% from 3. I think he made a huge difference. So you know what? I'm going to keep Kelly Oubre as well on this team. Why not? Qualifying offers: Wiseman, Livers, RJ, Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart. It is a definitely heavy restricted free agency. So you could have argued that Oubre exception was kind of stupid, or accepting it was. But I don't think I'll be keeping all these guys. Honestly, there's a chance we don't keep Stewart. I am going to keep James Wiseman, though. As much as I said it's going to hurt to pay him, I feel like if we could pay him to where like his contract will be almost expiring once Duren's ready for an extension, we can maybe trade him at that point if we don't want to pay 2 centers. So I'm going to go extend all those qualifying offers. And then free agency. Of course, we still do have money, but we're going to have to spend a lot of it on other guys. We'd have like a Jared Vanderbilt or Sadiq Bey here, a Patrick Williams, a Bol Bol. So a lot of these guys could make a lot of sense in Detroit as our new power forward. Because in my mind, Bojan, as much as he was good last year, I don't think we'll be able to keep him. He's probably going to go down in overall way too much. So Bagley is also some money that we could dump off if we wanted to as well, or move him to the backup forward, whatever we wanted to do. I unfortunately think I am going to be moving Bojan here to start this offseason. I wanted to originally package him for like a really good player, but I'm looking at the options we have in free agency. What does Wiseman want? 29 million. Exactly. That's just a lot of money to pay James Wiseman, but we'll do our best. I almost want Jared Vanderbilt on this roster just because I think he'd be perfect for what we need right now. Or Patrick Williams would be cool as well, but he's asking for a lot of money. Bol, Kyle Anderson, a slow-mo. Just like, feels like anything that would just work perfectly. They don't need to score too much. I think that'd be exactly where we need to go. So, Bojan, I appreciate your services, but unfortunately, I think I do have to move you here. So we can trade him to Philadelphia for a 21-year-old if we wanted to. Amir Coffey in a first. I feel like Bojan played good enough that a first could be warranted still. So I wouldn't mind trading him for a first-round pick. Derek Jones, Nick Richards, Finney Smith, KCP, Duarte, Boucher, a first and a second from the Rockets with a pick swap with the Brooklyn Nets. And then even like Draymond Green, but that contract is disgusting, so I really can't do it. I'm going to do this trade with the Clippers, though. Maybe the Clippers are still trying to compete. I'll go ahead and grab a first-round pick and Amir Coffey, and then let's go ahead and try to spin wisely here. So Stewart, as much as I do like him, I might be letting him go, although he shot 44% from 3. So if he comes back, that's great too. Like, I'm not like guaranteeing I'm not bringing him back. Hayes wants a ton of money. He didn't even play for us last year, so part of me probably doesn't want to bring him back. But power forwards is where I'm really looking, because obviously we have our small forward and we have our 4. Siakam, we did open up money to get him, but I don't think I'm going to go that route. Miles Bridges, Jeremy Grant, we obviously had him in Detroit before. He'd probably be a perfect fit for what we need right now, but I don't really want to bring him back. Vanderbilt, like I mentioned earlier, even like a Grant Williams down here would honestly be exactly what we need as well. We'd have to boost his shots in to see where he shoots a little bit more, or Neesmith. I think I'm going to go for Vanderbilt to start things off, though. Vanderbilt, I think, would be perfect. I think he'd be great to bring in, have a defensive player, and does say we have to renounce James Wiseman. So if we could renounce maybe everyone else, maybe I would renounce Isaiah Stewart if it means I can keep Wiseman. So yeah, unfortunately, for getting Jared Vanderbilt, who I think is going to be great for this team, we are going to be renouncing Hayes, Stewart, Livers, RJ, and Jared Rhoden, and that way we can keep Wiseman as well. So I do feel bad about all that, but it's the price we're going to pay, unfortunately. And if we wanted to sign someone else, we could as well. So we had Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Kelly Oubre, who we brought back, Cameron Whitmore, Amir Coffey, Jared Vanderbilt, and then Jalen Duren, Marvin Bagley. So you could probably move Marvin Bagley back to the 4 at this point. He'll probably play backup power forward for us. We'll have him play the backup 4. Not going to be a ton of spacing with our power forwards, but that's okay. Jalen Duren will bring back James Wiseman. And then we're definitely going to need like a backup point guard or a backup small forward. So backup point guards that are relatively cheap. I see like a DeLon Wright or a Jose Alvarado. That's kind of perfect. So I'm going to bring like Jose Alvarado in, and then it's not going to make me renounce Wiseman, right? Okay, and then we're going to wait till day 12 to sign James Wiseman back because he's asking for a ton of money. Unless he gets an offer, then I'll have to match it. But yeah, I'm going to try to keep him because centers are pretty important in 2K. So let's go to day 12, and his money should be a little bit lower, 24 million. It's going to hurt, but I'm going to go ahead and give him a 3-year deal. Says he may not accept it. 3-year team option, player option, something like this. It's going to suck to pay him this much, but I'm going to go with something like that. And James Wiseman will be back in Detroit. And now we're rolling with Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Jalen Duren, Wiseman, Bagley, Oubre, and then Cameron Whitmore went up 2 overall, which is great. Alvarado, Darryl Holmes, Amir Coffey. So feeling pretty good. We made it to almost to the NBA Finals last year. I feel like we got better with adding Jared Vanderbilt to the roster, who's going to be an upgrade over Bojan. Not spacing, but defensively and just overall wise as well. So if nothing else, we can always just trade Vanderbilt if it doesn't work out. So let's go straight into this next season. Let's look what our rotation is about to look like. I'm pretty ecstatic about it. Power Rankings landing us at rank 6, and Whitmore should only get better as well this season. So Cunningham, Ivy, Whitmore, Vanderbilt, Wiseman, Jalen Duren, Marvin Bagley, Kelly Oubre, and Jose Alvarado, which I'm feeling really good about that rotation. Again, I am going to start Jalen Duren, but they're both really good, so it doesn't really matter who's starting and who's not. If I do start the trade deadline once again, I will show you. Last year I did not because the team was playing so well, so hopefully I don't have to this year either. We'll see what happens. Right it back again, and this time we got the 4th seed in the East, and we're still a top team in the playoffs right now in this Eastern Conference. You had 25 from Ivy, 23 from Cade Cunningham, and Cameron Whitmore hit his stride a little bit, averaging 17, became our 3rd leading scorer, and his efficiency has gone up from last year as well, which is great to see. 15 from Jalen Duren with 8 rebounds and a block. Wiseman with 12 and 6, 9 and 5 from Bagley, 8 from Oubre, 6 from Vanderbilt, and then 3 from Jose Alvarado. So pretty excited about this team. I don't know if we're going to win the championship this year. Now, I will say, if we get bounced out early, I'm probably going to go all in this offseason on a big move. We have our draft picks, I believe. So I feel like we could package some guys. Maybe it's a Vanderbilt and a Wiseman together or whatever it may be. But we'll try to go all in on a big move. Bring in the star we need to push us over the top if we get bounced out early anyway. If we don't, then, we'll just keep going until we get it done. So Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Whitmore, Vanderbilt, Duren, Wiseman. I feel like this team is good enough. We'll see. We get to play Toronto in round 1. They got Nick Smith, OG, Barnes, Siakam, Jakob Poeltl. So in the current round against Toronto, and we are going to beat them in 5. So took care of business, and now we get Miami, who upset Cleveland. So Miami has Hal Neto, Hero, Butler, Stanley Johnson, Adebayo, Quickly, Jovic, Omer, and Emmanuel Mudiay. I will say, last year, we beat this Miami Heat team. So I feel like we should be able to do it again. And we sweep them, or beat them in 5. Gentlemen sweep, I should say. And now we get Atlanta once again. This is the team we went to 7 with last year. Hopefully this is our year. Trae Young, Murray, Hunter, Collins. We'll see how this goes. So game 1, they're up 1-0. Game 2, even it up. Game 3, come on. Game 4, can we win? Yes. Game 5, can we win it? No, we cannot. Going to a game 6. So back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals appearances is a great sign, but obviously we might be coming up short to Atlanta once again, which is really unfortunate because, as we know, Atlanta just ain't really like that, but that's just how they are in 2K. Back and forth games so far. If we can keep this lead and push a game 7, I would be so ecstatic, and we are going to do just that. Boom, going to a game 7 with Atlanta once again. Now this time, can we take it over the top and beat them, man? Can we beat this Atlanta team? They want to go and give a lot of guys different minutes. Do I want to go 8-man rotation? Part of me wants to, but at the same time, I don't. I'm going to do it. 8-man rotation for this game 7. Is this going to be the right move? I don't know, but hopefully it will be. They want to start Marvin Bagley as well, which I saw. Whatever works. All right, here we go. Game 7 in Atlanta. We lost last year. It would be a great feeling if we won this time. Come on, baby. Oh, they start out bro, we dropped 11 in the first quarter. We got an uphill battle. Are we going to get embarrassed in game 7, bro? Oh, that sucks. That sucks so badly. 2 game 7s in a row where we lost to Atlanta. So disappointing. So many current round, and Atlanta goes on to win a championship. So maybe going to an 8-man rotation was a mistake on my end. I don't know. Man, that sucks. That sucks so bad. We're 1 game away. So part of me wants to make the all-in move, and part of me doesn't. Atlanta's going to be adding a, I guess that got the 8th overall pick. Washington got number 1. And we should have our pick, I believe, in this draft, which is really nice. And it is going to be pick number 25. But yeah, man, I'm kind of tempted to make the big move. I feel like we're just 1 piece away from being able to just take down Atlanta and booking our ticket all the way to where we want to be. But at the same time, I feel like this roster is in such a good spot that maybe I don't want to ruin the chemistry. So it's kind of a fighting battle at the moment, but 2 Eastern Conference Finals in a row where we lost in Game 7 is tough. So here we are on draft night, and like I said, I am tempted to make the big move, and I've landed on 2 different guys that I think make a ton of sense for our roster, who would be just kind of perfect, and I think it would push us over the top. I feel like we acquire one of these 2 players, we're going to be a contender, one of them more than the other, but let's look at the first option, and I guess there were some other options too, with like Denver's got a couple guys, but I'm not going to be looking at them. The guys I was looking at, is Zion available? No, he's untouchable still. But who I was looking at is going to be Utah Jazz. He's obviously not usually on this team, but Patrick Williams kind of makes some sense for this team. I think he'd be a really good starting 4, but I'm thinking bigger picture. And it's a team with a lot of mystery in real life at the moment because of the whole John Morant situation. That's right, we're talking about the Grizzlies. So Jaren Jackson is on the last year of his contract, 25 years old. Of course, just won Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like going all in on Jaren Jackson makes a ton of sense. I don't know if Memphis would move him, but remember, we're years down the line, so who knows what they're looking to do. It says right now that they're selling in the front office, ready to give up his current roster. So according to 2K, they're ready to move on from Jaren Jackson, so I'm going to swoop in and try to get him. So let's see if we can do just that. If we can grab Jaren Jackson without having to give up like Vanderbilt, call me... you know, I'd be astonished. So I don't know if we can. I feel like we have. Yeah, so we have the money opened up for it. Can I just get him without? Yeah. So I feel like if we threw in 25, obviously our future 2026, our future 2028, and then maybe like a couple young players. So Whitmore I can't throw in. Vanderbilt, Wiseman, I literally can't throw anything in here other than first rounders right now. Jose Alvarado, 3 first-round picks and Jose Alvarado. I don't know if that gets it done for them. Of course, it does not. Seconds is what I'll do here as well. And I might have to come back to them after the draft because right now I don't have any players to throw in here. But after the draft, I should have a couple guys. So I'm going to go in the draft, and I guess we'll draft somebody at 25. Maybe we'll have better trade value, and we'll revisit this. Back to revisiting the idea of Jaren Jackson. So I have Zach Clark, Mechie in here, and Jose Alvarado. I don't know if this is a good offer at all, but I'm going to try it. So 2026, 2028. Does this give me Jaren Jackson? It does not. Let's pretend we're throwing a 20 to 30 in here as well. Of course, the stepping rule doesn't allow you to trade back-to-back picks, but I'm comfortable with trading 3 future firsts because we've been 1 game away from the Eastern Conference Finals. This is the all-in move we wanted to make. And they do agree. So just like that, we didn't even have to give up Jared Vanderbilt either. So that's going to be another defensive player off the bench that we can have. Imagine a front court of Vanderbilt and Jaren Jackson in at times, which would be absolutely amazing. Defensively, that's fantastic. And Darryl Holmes and Cade Cunningham are both free agents. But we make the big move, but we have to pay anybody too crazy. I'm feeling really good about that. So now Marvin Bagley is not going to be necessary to bring back. Amir Coffey, I'll probably bring him back. It's not ask for much. Of course, Cade Cunningham, we're going to be re-signing. So I'm going to go ahead and give Amir Coffey a minimum. I think that's fine. That's fair. And we have cap space still. So no point guard at the moment. Jaden Ivey, Whitmore, Jaren Jackson, Vanderbilt, and then Wiseman and Duran. So our front court rotation is stacked. I love it, which is why I gave it the 3 first because I wanted to keep Vanderbilt if possible. We're going to have to pay Jaren Jackson next year, so that's going to be tough. And then Duran, I think, is going to have to be paid. But hopefully, we don't have to worry about that because we just win a championship the next year. So let's see. Amir Coffey, I'm signing back. It says, hey, renounce Cade Cunningham, because why not? Yeah, I'm not doing that. We're great. We're insane. Houston's trying to get him. Of course, I'm not going to allow that. So we are going to go ahead, match the offer, get Amir Coffey back, and then we should have money to sign 1 good player. It's going to let me sign Oubre back, and I think he's been great for us. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him back as well. Nice bench scorer. And then let's see what else we can do. Alvarado, we just traded him, but apparently he's back at free agency. So it would be kind of funny if we re-signed him. Let's get a backup 3 or a backup point guard. We should be good. So Alvarado, I kind of don't want to sign him just because obviously I just got rid of him. But McDaniels, Otto Porter, TJ Warren, I see. Schroeder, John Wall, Devontae Graham, Brandon Williams is down here. Part of me wants to get Alvarado, but like I said, I kind of just got rid of him. So I'm going to get Schroeder instead. I don't know if he'll go down an overall or not. There's a chance he will. And then small forward just to be on the safe side. Let me grab a Bruce Brown. Are you kidding me? The man's been amazing for Denver. The fact I can get him on a minimum is insane. So player progression. This is it right here. I believe in this roster. Now that we've gone on in Jaren Jackson, Darryl Holmes is back. 89. Cameron Whitmore is up to an 81. So not developing as much as I would love him to be, but still, this core, I feel like, should be able to get the job done. We've been 1 game away from getting into the Eastern Conference Finals, or to the NBA Finals, I should say, rather. So I feel like this is our year. This is definitely our year. So hopefully 2K agrees with me. Power rank is going to list us 2nd overall. Rotation, we're going to go back to a 9-man rotation because it's probably listed at 8 right now. So Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Whitmore, Jackson, Wiseman, Duran, Vanderbilt, Oubre, and Schroeder. So tell me this team is not a contender in the East. You couldn't tell me that. So proficiency 4-star. Hopefully record reflects on what this roster is all about, and we're a contender in the East. Second seed in the Eastern Conference for this year as we finish up, I believe, with almost 60 wins, if not 60. Yeah, 60 and 22 on the season. Here are your player stats to end it off. 25 and 10 from Cade Cunningham, 23 from Jaden Ivey, 17 from Duren, 15 from Whitmore, 14 from Jaren Jackson, 11.5 from Wiseman with 7 rebounds, 8 from Oubre, 5 from Schroeder, and then 5 from Vanderbilt. So please, 2K, let this be our run. We get Toronto round 1. Of course, Atlanta's the first seed, so they're still OP. We get Toronto round 1. We beat them last year, so hopefully we just take care of them again. Something current round against Toronto, and we are going to beat them in 4. So no worries there. And now we get Cleveland without Donovan Mitchell. So I would assume without Donovan Mitchell, we beat Cleveland as we lost game 1, but we win game 2 and 3. We're going to a game. Oh, please don't lose to Cleveland in round 2, bro. No way did I just get this far just to lose in Cleveland in round 2. I did not get Jaren Jackson, and then you guys lose Donovan Mitchell. And we're about to lose in, bro. Oh, man, 2K is just a different game, man. What can you do? All right, okay, at first it looked like we were about to get blown out in the first quarter. Just hang on to the lead here in this one, and we should be golden. Push them back to Detroit, and we got it, right? Okay, we are going to beat them in game 6. All we got to do, game 7, take care of business, and we run into our familiar rivals in Atlanta. So here we go. Game 7. Don't do it to me, 2K. Just please take care of business. So far, it's a close game. Can we get this lead? Please take the lead. Please take it back. Oh, my goodness. We got it at the end. Oh, okay. 117, 118, 120, 117. Oh, my goodness. We're going to lose to Cleveland, man. Oh, we're going to lose in the second round. So we go from... Wow. So Jaren Jackson, can we get... Dude, Atlanta just wins again. All right. We're going one more year. One more year on this. That's it. If we lose again, then I'm just going to call it quits. So LeBron retires a Celtic and Paul George retires a Blazer. Interesting. So last final year, Cade Cunningham comes out with the MVP, averaging 30 and 11. Very efficient as well. 50, 90 almost, 0.3 away, and then 46% from 3. Very amazing to see. Anthony in a Blazers jersey, still 6th man of the year. And Cade Cunningham makes All-NBA first team. So, yeah, I would hope this is our year right here. First seed in the East. Atlanta steps down to the second seed. I hope we don't see them in the conference finals. But 29 from Cade Cunningham, 24 from Jaden Ivey, 17 from Jalen Duren, and then 15 from Whitmore. So he's been pretty good as a good role player here. And he's finally up to really good efficiency from 3. Jaren Jackson with 14 and 11 from James Wiseman. So here we go, man. This is it. If we lose, we lose. No going back. This was our final run. The Bucks somehow added Jeremy Sohan, and they also have Lonzo Ball. Pretty interesting team in Milwaukee. And Marcus Smart. I just saw something current. If we lose an AFC seed, I'm out. Okay, we beat them. And now I get to play Chicago. So Chicago, Tyler Lewis, Bill Colby, Zach LaVine, Booker, Sabonis, Keegan Murray, Marvin Bagley, Kenyon Martin. Cute little team, but we're better. Game 1, we win. Game 2, game 3, and we beat them in 5. And once again, it's Atlanta. Atlanta for the 3rd time in this video. Team is the same. They added Johnny Davis as well. We're down 1. Bro, if we lose to Atlanta, game 2, game 3, please beat them. Game 4, thank you. Game 5, beat them, finally. And now we get to play. This is either going to be Jalen Green or Vic. So this is actually going to be kind of fun. And we get Jalen Green. So former number 1 and number 2 overall picks going at each other. Of course, Jalen Green felt a little disrespected when he did not go number 1. So let's see who is the real number 1 here. This is what Houston is looking like at this point. They got a very, very good team. So no guarantee we beat them, but I feel like our team is very good as well. So this is going to be a really good matchup here. So game 1, they're up 1-0. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3, game 4, please. Okay, game 5, big one, please. 3-2, could beat them in 6. Going to a game 7, baby. Going to a game 7. All right, in Detroit, in front of these Motor City fans. This is a big one right here. Right here, man. Get us this championship. Please, 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 2K. We got it. I think we're blowing them out. We're blowing them out. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We're bringing to Detroit a championship. And you know what? Something I haven't been doing lately in these videos, but I'm going to do it here. We're going to jump in. I'm going to end it off with the championship celebration if you guys want to stick around and watch it, especially if you're a Pistons fan. Maybe it's going to be really cool to see. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I will see you on the next one. Tomorrow might be a Lakers offseason rebuild, depending on if the Lakers get eliminated tonight. We shall see. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.